Well, I wanted to wait until we got all of the information, and it looks like we have a good chunk of it now coming in. If you have been watching the news, you know what was going on earlier today. We have a pretty big update, and it appears to be yet another person on the left who is, I don't know, following the orders of AOC and Jasmine Crockett and these people that are going to Josh Shapiro's mansion, these people that are doing these protests. Apparently, this is a rabidly anti-Trump individual who has attended pro-Palestine rallies, which again, I don't care if you're pro-Palestine. That's fine. You know, I'm pro-America, but we have his name. We now know that his mother is a police officer, and he used her tools of the trade in the incident. Very, very bad. We know that two folks won't be going home today, neither of which were actually students. So I don't know who they were, if they were bystanders or were they people that were trying to intervene. We know that police also took him out, and he's in custody. So I assume we're going to find out a lot more as information comes out. But what we do know now, it is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, the son of a female sheriff who was a long-standing member of the sheriff's youth advocacy group. There was a lot of rumors going around earlier that there may have been two people involved in this. That appears to have been debunked. Seems like just one person involved in this. And some of their social media history has now already started to come out. This is somebody who was taking part in Fight Trump and the GOP agenda, defend women's and LGBTQ rights, standing with Palestine. Yeah, here he is here, it looks like. So I have a feeling we're going to see this tied to the Palestine movement, the second such attack, essentially. It's only been a few days since some deranged individual went to a Jewish man's or governor's home and tried to take him and his family out, who then explicitly said it was over the Israel-Palestine conflict. I have a difficult time understanding how Americans keep getting so caught up in this, but it's very, very disturbing. Also, these people are pretty entertaining, usually not for good reasons. Phoenix Eichner, a political science major, said, "I think it's a little too late. He, Trump, already is going to be inaugurated on January 20th. There's not really much you can do unless we can outright have a revolt." So this guy aggressively anti-Trump in social media posts. Much is coming out. It's breaking as we speak. Let me take a second, have that break while we read this article. The individual, fortunately, I guess, by God's grace, only two people looks like they're not going to. I mean, obviously it's sad, but it could have been far worse. Officials say his mother is Leon County Sheriff's deputy and was a member of the office's youth groups. The incident unfolded around midday today. He was taken out by heroic officers who later said that he was in the hospital. Now, I wonder if they were delaying releasing this person's information, who they were. Again, everyone's going to politicize this. The left is going to say it's weapons. People on the right are going to say it's leftist ideology. I would say it's a combination of the two. This is somebody who was radicalized, most likely, and thought he would carry out this, and probably in the name of Free Palestine, a country that doesn't care about him. It's just so weird. You know, the toothpaste is out of the tube with the left. You can't put it back in. The left has come out and said this type of behavior is okay. In fact, it's celebrated. Social media was flooded with terrible footage. I'm not going to show any of that in this video. Several witnesses shared video evidence of students fleeing, seeking shelter. I've seen all the footage. None of it is good. People filming it all with their smartphones, just terrible. I saw footage, essentially, he was walking around indiscriminately firing at people and doing so very poorly. I saw several incidents where he was just feet away from his target and missed completely. But this is, he has that archetype, doesn't he? Doesn't he kind of look like the Butler guy? He's kind of like that same weird kind of look. This is what the left have. Now, of course, because he was a straight white male, we got all the information right away on day one. Perhaps some of it also may have been that way because it happened in Florida, and they seem to be a little bit better with this kind of stuff. But I don't know how anti-Trump he was. He had this quote on his Instagram, which is, of course, now private, of Jeremiah 51:20. You are my war club, my weapon for battle. With you I shatter nations. With you I destroy kingdoms. Yeah. Probably not that surprising. You see here, talking about the protesters. Once the protesters reached the integration statue, Florida State University police department officers stood on guard and grounds. And onlookers began to form. These people are usually pretty entertaining, usually not good for good reasons. Phoenix Eichner, a political science major, shocking. I think it's a little too late. He's already going to be inaugurated unless you can outright revolt. And I don't think anyone wants that. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. This is again, oh boy, not to take a pot shot, but, our police need better physical, I don't think that it's anything, for example, I don't think it's just because he didn't like Trump and he's in college, it doesn't necessarily mean he's like a rabid, unhinged leftist. A lot of 18, 19-year-olds go to protests. I think walking on a campus and doing this kind of stuff, yeah. He also changed his Instagram bio right before carrying out. This is what he changed it to. What it was before was this. It just simply said, Phoenix Eichner on Instagram, FSU, junior student, political science traveler, ambivert, history lover. Then change it to this. So he obviously, I'm assuming there's going to be some writing, some manifesto related somewhere. Also, this says that he was a registered Republican. Here we go. I don't think he was a registered Republican. Doesn't seem to be. He seems to be participating in anti-Trump protests. Seems to be anti-Trump. The fact that he was involved in the police youth advocacy program or advisory program, probably good. He recently also ranted against President Donald Trump. Yeah, okay. Now, of course, as is usual, before the internet can get a chance to, Meta has taken down his page on Instagram. It's now been deleted. So people can't pour through it to find out exactly what posts may have been made, if he had posted any suspicious information there. Very interesting. Of course, again, we don't know. I think right now we know he wasn't a fan of Trump. He had marched with pro-Palestine stuff. He was almost certainly at least a run-of-the-mill college liberal. I suspect we're going to find more. There's going to be a writing. There's going to be something. And oh, by the way, he's still alive. So I'm going to suspect even by the end of today, we may get more information. May get more information. This is photo grad of him. That's not him. That's him. This is what the identity said, or what the video said.
Is 20-year-old.
If you can hear it in your left ear.
Eichner. And he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Our Deputy Eichner, has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. She has a tremendous job that she's done. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Unfortunately, her son had access to.
I don't think that it's an access thing. I mean, it sounded like he's making fun of protesters. Sounds like it. It doesn't sound like he's liberal. Yeah, I mean, it's early. People are saying, you know, maybe he's making fun of protesters. It's difficult to say. I mean, they say he was anti-Trump, but maybe he was making fun of the anti-Trump protests. I think, he was a big fan of Call of Duty. I don't know. Maybe that's true. We're going to have to wait and see. I want to be careful about, you know, ascribing political motivations here. This is what the internet's reporting. I don't know. But he's a coward. He will not be remembered past today. You know, according to Facebook posts, parents should be held accountable for their kids' actions. Well, that's what the sheriff said. It's going to be interesting. You know, if anything else outside of this guy being just a random psycho comes out, I will cover it. But as of right now, I'm glad that he's not trending. I hope that these people, you know, I don't know. How do you ascribe, you know, you see extremely anti-Trump and pro-Palestine. I mean, excuse me, is this him in the picture? We can't know. Everyone's trying to claim him. My big question is, what prescriptions was he on? I hope you're informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. Make sure you subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.